Hey, what's up? Smitty here. This vid is basically about this is a 1 or 2 part video here. This is basically showing my rhyme and reason as to simulation sport gaming versus pure arcade gaming. And it was pointed out from verses that, you know, like you take out with the injury as well as the fatigue element being taken out, this game is like purely an arcade game, or Backbreaker is purely an arcade game. But I'm gonna first show this example. As you see here, I'm playing, showing a clip of NBA 2K10, and as you can see, if I were to take out fatigue and injuries from this game, would it still represent, in its essence, in its core, would it still be representing simulation basketball, or would it be complete, or would it just be a complete arcade all of a sudden, with limitless control and absolutely no sense of reality? This one here, you see how reality is represented. You see, I mean, you see, this is gameplay. You can still look at like this is TV style presentation basketball. You will still see the movements, the coordination, the passing, all the realistic real world movements. Everything is still being respected in its rightful places. Just that you're missing you're missing the element of injury and fatigue, as you can clearly see it's being depicted here. Now, switching gears from that, you see clearly here in NBA Jam. This is NBA Hang Time, excuse me. Look at that. I mean, you have guys soaring, swooping, no respect to gravity at all. People are just able to go ahead, swoop, soar, do whatever it is they want to. You know, it's as if they're in a space simulator, you know, like they're in a space capsule with no gravity, and all they're doing, like, guys are able to fly around, you know, and do all this, you know, do all these wild and crazy things. Now, if you were to add injuries to this game and you added fatigue to this game, would this in essence all of a sudden be simulated basketball? No. Would it represent it at all? No, because at its essence and at its core, it's a pure arcade game. It does not represent realism in no sense of the fashion, and you know, that's what is clearly shown here. You know what I'm saying? And now, let me see, I'm going to go from that, and I'm going to go to the real meat of the matter, which is football. Now, you see how, if you see how in this all-pro football here, you see how everything is being respected. The way these players hit and everything, the way the cuts and the jukes and everything are done. If you took away injuries and fatigue, at its core, would it still represent simulation football? Yes, it still would. You would still see all these things that you're seeing right now on the field. You just wouldn't have fatigue and you wouldn't have injuries. You wouldn't see no one hobble off the field, or no one, all of a sudden, you wouldn't see no players go down. But you're still representing, in its core, you're still representing simulation. It's still being fully respected. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you see it all here, like all the different moves and everything else, which is like the same thing in Backbreaker. You know what I'm saying? It's not, everything is not perfect with it. No, it took 2K Sports 6 tries just to get to this game here, just to get to this point. You know, Backbreaker's first game, but you can't honestly tell me that you don't see real representation of football in moments when you play that game, or in highlights and footage that you see of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's not fully represented to the truest extent, but it is still represented though. You still see it at its core, just like you see here in All-Pro Football. You know what I'm saying? In this All-Pro 2K8 here, or what have you. And finally, to parallel that, look at Blitz. This is Blitz the League. This game has injuries. This game has this game has injuries along with having fatigue in it, or at least you have a turbo gauge. You know what I'm saying? You have an unleash meter or what have you. So, you know, you see here that this game at its purest core is going to be an arcade, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, even with those factors being being added to the game, it still is like you have players that can go down on your team, you have players that can get hurt on your team and all that stuff or what have you. But look at these unrealistic. It's completely unrealistic. Even if you have players go down, this game is not representing. This game does not truly represent football by any means. It does not represent real football. You know what I'm saying? Even with, like I said, even with those same elements, fatigue and injuries in it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you took those elements out, this is still pure 100% arcade football, and that's the bottom line. So this is just to say that this is just to clear up that point, and I'm gonna be coming at y'all with part 2. Where I'm talking about simulation at its purest point, like to try and represent simulation to show how the things that are truly difficult to truly implement into a true simulation football game and represent football to the fullest extent and see what it will really take to actually make that kind of game. So I'll be coming to y'all with that part soon to follow this up. Alright y'all, peace out.